Hello, and thank you so much for watching. So I tried to do my first live stream on YouTube, and I ran into some technical issues where my video was pausing. So I am having to upload the video now to get it to work correctly because something was happening with the streaming process. So I'm about to hop into the video recording that I did earlier today of me reviewing 3 different stores, but I wanted to go in first and tell you exactly how, if you want to get your store reviewed, how to actually do that. So I'm here on my website, which is curiousthemes.com. So if you go to curiousthemes.com, and you'll actually see my homepage here, and if you scroll all the way down to the very bottom, you'll then click on store reviews here. And then on this store reviews page, I'm asking some information about your name, email address, where you live, your website, your biggest struggle with Shopify, and how long your site has been live. So once you fill out this form, it'll get submitted and it'll go to our overall dashboard that we have of everyone who has submitted these different things. So then you can potentially be picked for our next live So then you can be potentially selected next for our live Shopify review call. So if you're interested, make sure to go ahead and fill that information out. And now let's go ahead and hop into the recording that I did earlier of reviewing different Shopify stores. So I am just going to go to my spreadsheet that my team has been putting together of all of the different submissions that we have so far. So if you submit that, you will be added to the list. And I'm just going to start with this first one, and we'll try and get through a couple of these on this video. Okay, so this is my first look at this site. I haven't actually looked at any of the sites that we are reviewing in this video before. And so it's kind of a first impression overview. So for example, on this site, I typically say that I don't like banners. I feel like they take up a lot of space and they don't really serve a lot in terms of providing value. But in this example, I actually do like their banner. I think it has a really nice, I like the little illustrations. I like the pops of color of the products on the side. And of course you see free shipping really nicely. So I do really like this. And I think that it conveys a lot of information instantly about their shop of exactly what it is they sell. So if we scroll on down the home page, let's see, next they have different collections. So it looks like they don't just sell spices. So even though their name is NY Spice House, it looks like they have other products. They've got candies and nuts, a bunch of salt, things like that. So I really like that they have all of the different collections here after that. And then as we scroll down, let's see, they have top selling products. So my instant thought is that these products just aren't aligning correctly. We've got some issues here of them all just being different sizes, plus this is really cropped in where other ones are more zoomed out. Let's see, okay, if we hover over it, then we can actually see the product name and price. But yeah, okay, so for this, if I hover over it, I can actually see the product name, the price, and this quick view. But you can see here, because it's sized differently, I can't even see the quick view button or click on it at all. And I'm guessing the name's getting cut off a little too. So yeah, and this one's even shorter. So we're still having that problem. So I would say as a tip for this store, as well as your store as well, to make sure that you have all of your products sized correctly, all of the different images. And so not only it aligns really nicely, but, you know, features like this, it's not working correctly because of that. So I would go in and have them all be the same format and the same size. So let's see, they actually have a lot of different products here on the homepage, top selling products thing. And then they have two individual ones where it has more information and you can actually add to cart from here. So I'm guessing these may be their top sellers that they're really wanting to push. And then they have blog posts, okay, about some of these spices as well, and a subscribe area. So I love the subscribe area because the goal is if they don't purchase from you, right away, then the second best thing would be for them to sign up for your email newsletter, and that way you can stay in touch with them and you can potentially sell them later on. So I would actually move this subscribe banner a lot higher up the page. So if we scroll up, let's see, I would actually put it underneath this collection list because a lot of people aren't going to go the whole way down the homepage like I did. And then I would take these top selling products and let's see, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. I would do just 2 rows of products, and I would have them formatted to all be the same. Also, I'm not sure how this looks on mobile, but of course on mobile there's not a hover effect like this. So you want to make sure that on mobile devices people can still see the name of the product and the price as well. So the blog posts I think are a cool functionality to have, especially if you're posting regularly. Looks like they haven't posted in about a month, but it would be a cool way to link in and potentially sell some of these spices as well. I'm guessing they're just really wanting to push these 2 products, and that's why they have them featured there. But it does take up a lot of space on the homepage, so that may be something that they want to test and play around with. So if we go to the menu now, okay, so this is a lot of red going on. I recommend actually having their text be black or like a dark gray or a dark brown, and then have the hover effect be the actual call to action color. So have that be red. So that way it's more of a pop of color and it tells people, okay, this is the action I want you to take. So they only see red when it's something that's really calling them to take some sort of action. And as you can see here for this free shipping banner, that would kind of be there as well. So having that red be something that, or whatever your color I guess is, have it be the one that's the pop and it's not red overall. Plus, honestly, red, all this red text on white is just a little bit hard to see overall or hard to read. So let's go into a collection. Okay, so their collection is formatting the same way. So they're going to, have this hover effect. I would say in terms of a collection page, that it would actually be kind of beneficial to have a sidebar menu over here. So kind of shift the products over here, have a sidebar menu that has all of these drop downs from the shop. So if I come to this page and it's not exactly what I was looking for, I can easily click in and see something else without having to go to that menu. Also, maybe it's just me being kind of a novice to spices, but I don't actually, by just looking at these things, don't actually know what it is. I think this is ginger, but that's the only one I really completely understand what it is. So you may want to test out having the text actually below the image so people can instantly see and find what they're looking for. Maybe they're shopping on your site and they know they want to get a certain spice, but they don't know what it looks like. Instead of having to hover over all of these, which someone's just not going to do, that way you can get them to the product faster. So let's come in now and go to this product. So I love that they have reviews. Reviews are always great for e-commerce stores. So I love that they have that featured, and it's great that they already have some reviews. So again, I feel like it's a missed opportunity that the button is green. While they do have green in their logo, I do think it would be better to have this add to cart button, a nice bright red from their logo. And if they hover over it, then maybe it's a black, but I think there's just still too much red going on. You can see the red here on interior like breadcrumbs, the red here. It's just a lot of red going on, and I think because of that, it doesn't draw the viewer's eyes to really take action when they see that color. So I would definitely switch that out and think through of what could the call to action color be for your business as well. So they have the customer reviews down here, and they've got 4 5-star reviews, which is awesome. So a lot of these Shopify review apps actually will pull up these reviews in the Google search ranking. So it's great. So if someone's searching for a certain spice in this example, if they, your competitor may be higher up the page, but if they don't have any reviews or stars next to their product and you do, that can actually make people to click on yours versus theirs. So I think having reviews displayed on your page is not only helpful for the search engines, but it's also just great for that social proof. So let's come down. They have some related products, and it looks like the subscribe banners on every page, which is great. You may also want to look at playing with the name of related products. So instead of related products, have it be something along, a flavor profile, or you may also like, or others have purchased, something like that, to where it may be a little bit more action-based. So let's go to their About Us page. So I feel like the About Us page needs a little bit more of why I should buy spices from them. What's the quality like? What's the shipping time? Why is it that they've created this site? Just a little bit more about them. I find that About Us pages are really kind of the most underused on websites in general, but if you look at your analytics, people go to them a lot more than you would think. So definitely spice this up, maybe even having, a picture of the store owner, different spices that are their favorites, something like that, just to add a little bit more detail to this About Us page and bring in more just personality to it. So they've also got blog and recipes. So let's go to the blog first. So they have different blog posts that are, it looks like a lot of them are about these spices, which is a really great opportunity because then they can actually start selling these spices on their blog pages, which is great. Now, I do see something that is kind of an error, which is the blog title is just blog title and the subheading is subheading, which is not correct. You definitely want to make sure that you name your blog something unique and you have your keywords in your blog title and in your heading, not only for the search engines, but just to confirm with your potential customer that they're on the right area and that this is what they're looking for. I see so many times of when people launch their store or it's been around for a while that there are broken links on their page, or there's different issues like that really can be easy fixes. You just have to actually go through your site first and make sure that everything's working. So especially before you did something like, let's say, paid advertising, for example, you want to make sure that you've gone through your site, you've clicked on everything works correctly, all your images are loading correctly, you don't have sample text like this before you especially start sending paid traffic to the site. But you want to just make sure just that your site's functioning overall how it should be. So let's go to the recipes areas now. So I love that they have recipes because then they can be incorporating some of their spices, but it looks like they have the same issue here of the blog title and subheading. So definitely recommend that they fix that. And that's something that I recommend for you as well. Make sure that you go through your site and you click around and make sure that everything's working like you think it's supposed to. You would be surprised how many times I see sites with broken links or images. It's actually pretty daily. So make sure that you review that for your store. Okay, so let's go and check out another store. So let's go to this next one. Okay, it took a minute to load there, but that could be my internet. So let's see. So this is, I love this tagline, a place for all brides to be, and Parisians bridal suite, shop now. So I love the call to action. I love that if you were a bride, you would instantly feel like this is where you need to be and this is what you're looking for. It's really hard to see the logo. Maybe on other pages it's going to show up a little bit more, but right now it's really, really hard to read that. Let's scroll down the page, and this is their home page. And so we've got welcome brides to be. So again, doing that kind of call to action for who is potentially shopping on their site. And then we have featured collections. So I love that they have this here of ball gowns, mermaid dresses, A-line veils, because it's instantly giving them a way to click into a different style of wedding dress that they like. So a lot of people may already have in mind a specific dress or dress type that they're looking for. So this kind of gets them in really quickly, which I really like. And as we come down, let's see, they've got different products as well on their homepage. And something that I see right away is I love that the products have styled images with it. So it's not just a dress on a white background, which in this example would be really bad because these are white dresses, so it would really not pop. But especially for for your website, but also for paid advertising or social media, having your product be styled on a model or in the environment is so much more impactful than just on a white background. Especially for example, this image here. If I was having a tropical kind of themed wedding, I would look at this and instantly gravitate towards this image because there's a palm tree. Even though this may not be the dress that I'm going to necessarily want to buy, it helps kind of frame my thought process. And so I love that they are stylized with their product images. Okay, so that is it for the home page. So let's click in, or let's come back up here and check out the menu at the top. Okay, so we have shop, caring for your gown, about us, mission. Okay, let's click in on shop. So we have this catalog page again, which looks the exact same as the home page. What I would do is actually get rid of this page and have your different things like A-line dress, ball gowns, bridesmaid dresses actually be a drop down under shop. So that way they don't even have to click into this page. They can actually just go right from shop, with the side menu would kind of have it underneath, and they could go right in. You have to keep in mind that on average, people have, I think it's like a 7-second attention span, which is not a lot. So you want to get people to where they want to be faster. So just having that simple drop-down menu and getting them to where they don't even have to click on this page first, I think is going to be really beneficial. So let's go ahead and let's click on A-line dresses. Okay, so I'm guessing this is their collection image, but I think it's kind of just a waste of space. So this doesn't give me any extra value, and it's just kind of taking up room and making everything else go beneath the fold. So I'm actually on a pretty big screen right now, but I would say on standard screens, this is going to be below the fold that they would have to scroll. So instead, I would get rid of this collection image and instead do like a sentence, 2-sentence thing about what A-line dresses are, like how do they fit, what body type do they work the best on, and have that underneath instead of this. So that way I can look and go, okay, that's my body type, or that's the fit I'm looking for. Also, that'll pull into the Google search results, so that's going to boost the page as well, having some of those things that people are going to be looking at when they're actually searching for products. So let's scroll down the page and let's look at some of their dresses. I love that they do have them again stylized and they're on people, which is great. And it seems like all of them are like that. So let's go to one of these products. Okay, so I'm on their individual product page. They've got a lot of different sizes. They've got different colors. So I would love to see this image change whenever I change the product variation. And you can do that by attaching the image to the variant inside of Shopify. But the beauty with that is then I would click on this ballet slipper pink and this image would change so I could see what the ballet slipper pink looks like. Especially for buying something like a wedding dress online, you want to make sure that people know exactly what it's going to look like when it comes. So I definitely recommend that. Looks like they have a lot of images, which is great because you want to show different angles. Again, especially with this type of product, you want to show what it looks like. So they also have their product description, and then they've really highlighted that it qualifies for free shipping. Returns are accepted within 72 hours from date received. That's actually a pretty fast return process, so I would make sure to highlight that again in some areas so you can kind of lessen the amount of customer complaints that could happen. And then delivery time is 13 to 14 weeks, which is a really long time. And I guess I'm imagining that people that are buying a wedding dress online, they're excited to try it on, make sure that it works. They want to, they're probably buying far out in advance for their wedding. So the 13 to 14 weeks probably works with them. but they also have to think about, potentially getting it fitted, or what if it doesn't look right. So I would make sure to highlight that delivery time in a couple different places on the site, like the cart page and in emails, but also just kind of tell why it takes so long, and maybe highlight the quality and have kind of an automated email sequence going to them once they purchase a product that says, your product's on the way, this is why it takes so long, this is the quality, the craftsmanship, and really highlight those. So you're not frustrating customers with that long shipping time, but you're more just staying top of mind, and you're kind of bringing them into your whole process and why you do things the way that you do. So it looks like they also have customer reviews, but they don't have any customer reviews yet. So this kind of, it doesn't really hurt them, but it doesn't really help them because they have 0 reviews on this product. So as they start getting reviews, that'll definitely help. So in the meantime, anytime someone purchases your product, make sure you have some kind of automated sequence that is going to actually highlight for them to, to like your product. Make sure to head over to our site and review it, because that's going to really just help. And it kind of just takes time in the beginning when you first turn on these reviews on your site. Okay, so let's go back up. Go up to the top of the page. And yeah, it looks like the logo just is not a really good size. I don't recommend making the logo too big. However, I would definitely make the size a little bit bigger. And it's just really hard to read, maybe because this logo text is like pink on a white background. So I would definitely make it bigger. Make sure it's a high quality photo of your logo so that it comes out really crisp. This just looks a little bit blurry. So definitely want to make sure that that's a good crisp photo of your logo. And then now let's go to the About Us page. Okay, so it says every dress is handmade, 100% handmade in Central Europe. So I would definitely highlight that as a big benefit of why, maybe quality, and also why it takes so long to get there to them. Because I think otherwise people are going to hear a 13 to 14 week ship time and be like, oh my gosh, that's really long. But now they understand why it's actually coming from Europe, which I think could be a good selling point for other people. So I would definitely highlight that not only on the About Us page, but on the product pages as well. And let's look at the mission. So I would definitely say highlight or kind of beef up this page a little bit more. I like that they have a picture of themselves. And I would add definitely some highlights here again of coming from Europe and why they wanted to create this. My last step for them is really just about this menu. I think they could, again, I was saying about doing a sub menu under the shop area and do like a drop down there. I also think buying a wedding dress online, you want to make sure to highlight your refund, return policy, your shipping, your FAQs. So I would say even taking this caring for your gown and putting it further down the page and having those a little bit higher up in terms of the menu, just to make sure that they get all the information that they need. And also now I'm seeing here we've got refund policy and refund return. So we've got some duplicate stuff as well. So I would just make sure that and track order. I would definitely make sure that you are just kind of cleaning up this menu and making it very thoughtful of what your customer is actually going to be searching for and how they're going to be using your site. Okay, so let's do one more. So I'm going to come in here and let's see. Oh, wow, that is Ellen DeGeneres' face really big. Okay, so I'm not sure what this is. So let me just scroll down. Okay, so this is an apparel website. And they've got a video. And, okay, so they have the big picture of Ellen DeGeneres because they are going to be featured on the Ellen DeGeneres show, which makes sense. However, I would not have that be at the top as the first thing that you see. It's not sized correctly, and it's just a huge thing of her face, but it doesn't really tell you what it is, and I'm still not really sure what it is. They've got more Press as seen on TV. Okay, so they sell jackets. So it took me way too long to have to figure out what that was that they sell. And again, that 7 seconds, a lot of people are not going to give it that much attention. So they need to get these bomber jackets a lot higher up on the page. So let's look through this. So this first slide was Ellen. Okay, get rid of this slide completely. Okay, second slide, bomber jacket seen on Empire. This works better, and you can actually finally see the logo and menu icons, which you couldn't see at first because it's a white background. So yeah, the first slide's got to go. That slide's okay. See, this is why I don't like banners. This gives no, this isn't valuable in any way. It's just kind of wasted space. So I would get rid of this one as well. Okay, this needs to be the first slide that shows up whenever they first come to the site. This tells me immediately what they're selling. They're selling very colorful jackets. I like this, feel different, be different, and then the shop now. I would start with this slide, and then let's see. This slide's okay, but it's a little bit pixelated, and there's a lot going on. Let's see. And then this slide gives no benefit. It's just the logo, which we can see again here, and then Chicago, London. So it's not important. So I'd get rid of this slide. So I'd actually do, let's see. I would do this slide first, then the Empire slide, and then I would do this slide, but I would edit it to make sure that it's going to be crisper. You can just see a lot of pixelation. So make sure that it is a nice, crisp photo. And I think that would be a good sequence to go around. Let's scroll down. So they do have the press, which is good, but I think that needs to be way lower down on the page. Let's see. So they have bomber jackets. Okay, they have a lot of bomber jackets. This may be their whole product inventory. Yeah, that's their whole inventory, I think, on the homepage. So I would definitely edit this to just be 2 rows. So that would be 6 jackets. So the 6 that you want to feature the most, I would have those underneath this text. So it would be the slideshow, the text, 6 jackets, and then have the press. Because I do think that's important to highlight, but there's just a lot of extra information, and honestly, no one is going to scroll down like I did on their homepage. It's just not going to happen. So you want to make sure that you're going to have your information up higher on the page. So let's look at their menu. Okay, so they have bomber jackets and then collections. Okay, so I would definitely get rid of this page as well. If they had multiple collections of products or like jacket styles, then I could see why you would want to have this page, but this is just going to be an extra click in to just this bomber jackets. So I would make this text here not bold and not italics because that's a little bit harder to read. I do like on this page how they have, you know, bigger products, smaller ones, kind of helps break it up, and you could highlight ones that were more visual and that you wanted to maybe sell more or maybe are already bestsellers. So this does hurt them though of being 4 pages. So no one is really going to go to the 3rd or 4th page most likely, probably not even the 2nd. So what I would do instead is I would actually break up their bomber jackets. Instead of just having one collection, have a damask collection or a darker fabric collection and a pop art collection. And let's see, a floral collection, a galaxy collection, and actually have that be what comes underneath this bomber jacket. So whenever they click on bomber jacket here, it would be the different collections of, you know, pop art collection, galaxy collection, and so on after that. So that way someone could go in quickly and find what they were looking for. And that way your products are probably all going to get seen at that point, and you're not going to have 4 pages of products that just aren't going to get looked at. So let's look now at their About page. Did I click on the right thing? Okay, so I did. So this is not their About page. This also goes to their bomber jacket page. So that doesn't make sense. So I would get rid of this page completely. And let's see, this is their about page, I guess. Let's see what's here. So then they have sizing charts, which is good. So let's go to the about page. Okay, again, I would get rid of this bold text. It's just hard to read. And I would also make sure to add in a photo. I'm guessing this Mark Loring is an actual person. So I would want to see a picture and talk more about their quality that they bring and what their fabric is made like. What is their product or process that they go through to make these jackets? Just kind of beef out this About Us page a little bit more and make it a little bit more enticing to hear their full story. So they could also add that press on their About Us page, because keep in mind, not everyone's going to hit your home page, so they could have press on this page as well. So let's actually go now into a product itself. I'm going to click on this pop art. Okay, so they've got a lot of different sizes, gender of men and ladies, just the 2 images. Okay, and then a lot of different product details. So I would say for the product details, a lot of this is not important. Clothing length short, sleeve style regular, this is not important information. You may want to have it as kind of a product tab over here so that they could get to it if they wanted to. But a lot of this just kind of is wasted space and makes the page longer. So I would go through and edit what of this is important for them to have whenever they are purchasing this. I do like that they have the shipping time estimates for US and for international. So I would definitely have that pushed more up at the top of the page and really edit this down to not be all this extra information that may not be necessary. Definitely, again, get rid of this bold text. It's just harder to read. If you're finding that your text is hard to read so that you need to bold it, you probably just need to make the point size a little bit bigger. So I would say that this is like 12-point text. Maybe make it like a 13 or a 14 to see if it's easier to read then. But bold is just hard to read, and it really should be there to highlight things. So something that's important can be bold. Kind of like the wedding dress site, it would be nice to see some products actually being worn to see how it fits, where it hits on the jeans, things like that. So that may be something that they want to add in. And I think also on this page, again, you don't know where they're coming in from. So I think it'd be good to actually have the press that you could see on the home page. Kind of once you tidy this up, have as seen on Ellen, Empire, that kind of stuff, even just their logos right here. And that's going to have some social proof to it, which is going to be a lot better use of this space overall. And so that would be kind of my biggest tip there. Definitely some organization of restructuring things on the site and letting people get to the product a lot faster. You need to just think through of how someone's going to go through and look on your site. And again, because I'm reviewing this, I spent extra time on it, but I think on some of these sites, people would have not spent as much time going through everything as I did. And so you're just going to end up losing people before they understand the value that your site and your products provide. So definitely something to keep in mind. And so because of time, I think I'm just going to review 3 stores today, but I'm going to be doing this every Friday now. So if you want to get your store reviewed, make sure to go to CuriousSeams.com. And again, you can go to the bottom of the page here and click on store reviews and fill out these questions, and you may be featured in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.